Remember, whenever we come around on this program, we always feature a book, and that book always tells a story. We are not going to stay away from that tradition, because today we have another story to tell you, and we are going to tell that story through the book in my hand, the title of which is Not Everyone is Your Friend. You may have heard that before, but you may not know the details or the depth of this statement. Not everyone is your friend. The book is written by Olowoyile. Olowoyile is a caterer and freelance writer. He will be my guest on this show, and he is, as I said, the writer of Not Everyone is Your Friend. Yomi Ogunye is my name. You are welcome. And my guest today, I welcome you to the program.
Thank you very much.
I told your audience, Mr. Olowoyile, that you are a caterer, you are also a freelance writer.
That's okay.
We want to know more about you. Without a writer, there cannot be a book. You have written a book, but before we go into the details of your book, we want to meet you. Who is Tayo Olowoyile?
I'm a caterer and a freelance writer. I have a shop at Futa Southgate where I do my cooking, baking, frying, and writing at the same time. I write during my free periods when I'm not cooking. At the same time, I train people who wants to know my trade, like who wants to be an entrepreneur. Somebody may want to know how to bake, I teach them how to bake. Somebody may want to know how to fry, I teach them. And then I collect stipends from them.
Stipends? I believe you are only trying to be modest by calling your earnings stipends. But I know you earn big. You look like a very rich man. You are welcome once again, Mr. Olowoyile.
Thank you so very much.
We have your book before us here. Not everyone is your friend. But before we go into that, you said something earlier. You are a caterer. And right there where you cook, you also write. How are you able to combine the two? I would like to know that.
I have workers. My wife too is a caterer. So she manages the catering when I'm writing. And we have about 2 shops.
All right.
When she's cooking in the first shop and I'm resting, I take that time to go and write in the other shop.
Thank you. Not everyone is your friend is the title of your book.
Definitely.
I want you to tell me, of all things in the world, how did you arrive at that title? How come you chose that title?
I chose that title as a result of betrayal.
Betrayal?
Betrayal from friends whom I thought were very close to me, but they were not close. And it happened when I was still in Obasanjo Farms, Ota. After the arrest of Obasanjo, what I'm about to say now has been declassified, so there is no harm in whatever I'm saying. When he was arrested by Abacha in those days, I had some group of friends whom I go to their house to eat, and because I lost my job then, the farm was not operating as it was operating at full capacity. Abacha closed some sections and left some sections to run. Like the school was running, but the farm was not running at full capacity. So these my friends, whenever I get to them, we eat together, we play together. And they were in the school section where it was running. They were earning salary. I wasn't earning salary again because I lost the job due to non-availability of customers. But suddenly they told me, my friend, you can't keep coming here anymore because the money the money for feeding will be too expensive on them. I said, why not? But when me too, I was having money. All of us were eating these things together. But suddenly they just turned and turned. I just decided in my mind, I won't come here again. That was how I stopped going to that place.
So that incident inspired the title of this book. Not everyone is your friend. I like that anecdote. Thank you very much. Now let's go into the book. Now, why did you write this book?
I wrote it so that so many people will know that not everyone you associate yourself with in the society, in the state where you find yourself, naturally or locally, you cannot trust everybody that's surrounding you. And at the same time, even on the international level, we hear news of countries betraying the other country, of treaties that has been signed then reversed later. So with that in mind, I thought to myself, not everyone is your friend.
Okay, thank you very much. Now you have written this book. You know, you wrote somewhere in the back that it is an inspirational book. What should we be expecting in the book? What are the basic contents of this book?
Yeah, the first pages contains African proverbs and wise words. Some of the proverbs that are there is like a satire. By the time you start reading it, you give your own meaning to it. And there are some that has direct meanings, and there are some that has hidden meanings, so deep that you have to sit down and think and rethink and rethink. So in that wise, you will find that you will have one or two things to learn from the first pages to the last pages of the book.
Okay, so if we talk about chapterization or the size of the book, how many pages, how many chapters do we have?
The book is just like about 78 pages. It's a small pamphlet that you can read even in a taxi. It's not bigger than the size of a phone, so it makes reading easy for you.
So what's the chapter 1 like?
The chapter 1 is based on proverbs and wise words. Then the chapter 2 is based on the principles of life, while the chapter 3 and 4 you can get more principles of life. Then I talked of marriage, tips to successful marriages in chapter 4.
Chapter 1, African proverbs, you
and
said,
wise words, yes.
and wise words. Chapter 2, principles of life, and the third chapter is focused or embedded in marital issues. Now, how are you able to generate or harvest the proverbs that you have in chapter 1?
Unfortunately, it was not convenient for me, but at the same time I made a lot of efforts. I called most of the proverbs from BBC Africa. It took me about 1.5 years to be able to collate all these proverbs together from BBC. I have to wake up very early in the morning because BBC gives one proverb a day from different African countries, who sends them to their station. So I will have to listen. I bought 2 radios so that by the time they send one proverb to the audience, I'll copy it out immediately. That's how I was able to collate these African proverbs and wise words together.
That's very good. What about the principles? What are those principles about? How are you able to generate them?
These principles came about from what I would call Stoic principles. Stoicism, as they call it, or some Buddhist principles. I got them too from the news outlets, the YouTube and some other outlets that I listen to regularly as I got those principles.
You talked about Buddhism here. You said Buddhist principles.
Yes.
I want you to shed more light on that.
Buddhist principles, they are very disciplined. They like to discipline themselves about life. They don't do things anyhow, and because of their disciplinarian attitude, many of them are very successful, and their countries are very successful. Because if you take China for example, some aspects of Chinese people, they practice Buddhist principles, and that's why, because of the disciplinary aspect of that Buddhism, they are able to develop themselves, think deep, because it's not like that in religion. It's about principles of discipline yourself to get what you want.
Can you give me an instance or an example of these Buddhist principles?
For instance, if they are about to do a particular festival, there won't be, if it takes 2 weeks, you will have to release phones, no laptops. You have to be in a state where you concentrate. Concentration, you think about life. Once you are able to concentrate, you're able to think deep. You'll be able to put on your thinking cap, and all manner of solutions, instincts will be coming to your head on how to solve a particular problem.
That's beautiful. Now let's go to the 3rd chapter, the one that is embedded in marital issues. I want you to dig deep into that. What do you have to tell us here?
Marriage. It requires, marriage is not for boys, it's not for girls. It's meant for matured men and women. And some of the things I wrote there, I learned them from my mentor, Pastor Oyedepo and Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. I listen to them a lot. So I've learned that because marriage is not for boys and girls, you have to be highly liberal to go into marriage. If there's no liberality in the way you think and the way you handle marriage with your spouse, you are bound to break up. And because it's not everything that you react to in your marriage. You can only respond but not react. There are some things you need to laugh off without taking any action, drastic action. There are some things you have to be patient about. It's not everything you want to fight over as if you're a Jackie Chan. So with that in mind, I've discovered that you require extra patience to be able to sustain your marriage.
Thank you very much. You require extra patience to be able to sustain your marriage. You have written a very big book. The book is small really, but it has a very big mind.
Thank you.
We have said enough for now. We will come back to say more about the book.
Thank you.
And viewer, thank you very much for watching us for some time. You have been watching and listening to Mr. Tayo Olowoyile, the writer of Not Everyone Is Your Friend. He has been telling us quite a lot about how he collated African proverbs from BBC Africa and developed this book. He has more to tell us. Don't go away. Welcome back. You are still watching Book Affairs, your TV book program, where my guest Tayo Olowoyile is telling us quite a lot about his book, Not Everyone Is Your Friend. And sir, once again, I welcome you.
Thank you very much.
You have told us about the content of this book. You have told us how you have chapterized it. But we want to know how you eventually wrote the book. What challenges did you encounter in the process of writing the book?
Thank you so very much. After collating the books together, financially I was not buoyant because I have to take care of my children, their schooling, I have to feed my family, I have to spend time with them. I was in Ota. My family is in Akure. I had to do a periodic run while I was in Covenant University, shuttling between Covenant University and Akure, doing cake there and meeting up the challenges in Akure. because the calendar year of Covenant University is not the same calendar year Futa University of Technology has. So when those people are on holidays, the people here will be on. So I have to shuttle between Lagos and Akure. So because of that, I wasn't having time to finish some of the aspects of it. But by and large, as time was going on, when I finally decided to come and settle down with my family in Akure here, then I had full time to collect everything together. Then I was saving some portions from my catering bits, because I do teach entrepreneur in Futa. They send students from Futa to my shop for entrepreneurship training periodically, which stopped recently because of one challenge or the other. I had to face other things. So those are the challenges I had: funds and time. But by and large, suddenly just last year I had time, and I had a little fund. I just poured it into it.
And you eventually published it. So when you said 2025 you published it, so where was it published? Who was the publisher?
Emerson.
Okay.
Emerson Publications in Futa.
All right.
Southgate.
As you already know, we have a tradition on this show. The writer of the book reads a portion of it. So I will give you your book. You will read a portion of it for your audience to learn from.
Page 18. Numbers 104 and 105. Yesterday is history. Today is a gift, and tomorrow is a mystery. Kindness is a language the blind can see and the deaf can hear. I think that is okay for now.
Thank you very much. You read that kindness is a language, and the other proverb you talk about. Tell us more about those. What do you have to say here?
If you are kind to the blind man, he will know you are kind to him. If you are as well kind to the deaf person, he will know you are kind to him. Because of the way you will now be asking the deaf person, without even asking, the deaf person, he cannot hear you. But the way you feed him, the way you clothe him, the way you escort him to the bedroom, the way you escort him to the toilet, the way you give him his food and tell him to sit down, he will feel all these things. Because if there's nobody to help him around, he's going to be bitter internally. So that's why the deaf can see that you are caring for him. The blind man, the way you help him look for a stick and put in his hand, the way you clothe him, the way you feed him as well, the way you do so many things for him while he's sitting down, he can hear, the blind can hear. But the way you help him take one or two things, he can feel comfortable and can feel in his spirit that somebody is helping him. Wow.
That's good. What about the first proverb?
I've expanded on that. That is blindness.
Yes.
The second one is the deaf.
Yes. There was an initial proverb that has to do with yesterday. I think you said something about.
Okay, yesterday is gone. Today is a gift. Tomorrow is a mystery. Now, with nobody under heaven can rewind yesterday again. Today is what we know presently. Tomorrow, I have not seen any prophet that can tell you what will happen tomorrow. It may be speculating. That's why they call it prophetic. It may be speculating that rain will fall tomorrow. What if rain doesn't fall? It could be speculating that he will hit jackpot tomorrow. What if you don't hit the jackpot? So it's just a guesswork. That's the way I see it. Because you have to walk towards whatever he's telling you. But today that you see, if somebody says it's going to send you an alert of 1 million today now, and it says 4 o'clock, definitely you wait till 4 o'clock until you see the alert. If you can't see the alert today, you make a phone call. I'm not seeing the alert. You'll be able to rectify and make sure that you see that alert. But if it's now telling you tomorrow, there's a way you'll be depressed or lie again. What is the meaning of Allah? Why not today? So So today is what you know.
Exactly.
You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And God, peradventure, God forbid, anything can happen. Events can overshadow it. There may be earthquake, there may be disaster, there may be bandits roaming around. You can't ask somebody to give you money tomorrow where there's bandits, and there may be accident, road accident, airplane, shipwreck, anything can happen. So that's why today is very important.
Thank you very much. That's quite deep. That's why today is very important. Now, when you were writing this book, you certainly expected the book to generate some impact, to have impact on the reader, on the public. What impact do you expect the book to have on the people reading it?
Number one, vain is the trust of man. Our holy books confirmed it. Trust no man. Both the other side and the present side. All holy books confirm it. That vain is the trust of man. That you don't trust man with your whole heart, your whole body, your whole self. And even with material things, you don't trust man with it. Anything can happen along the line. We have seen all manner of cases of betrayal everywhere, in the news, in the community, at your home. Everywhere we see all manner of betrayals. Now, you as an individual, be careful. I'm not saying that everybody is dubious, or everybody is corny, or everybody is a 419. But at the same time, be conscious. Let your instinct direct you into whatever you want to do before you make moves. So at least your spirit of discernment can give you a 50-50 chance of survival.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Now, as we come to a close on this show, I would like you to give us your parting shot. What advice will you give to the public?
Yeah, the public must learn how to read and write. The public must be very careful in whoever or whatever they are doing, or they are dealing with other fellow human beings. Because if you don't read, you'll be dying slowly. If you are not aware of what is happening in your society, by listening to news, by listening to current things, you may be dying slowly at the same time. Because things happen suddenly in our society. So the public must be very conscious of whatever they are doing, wherever they are going, and whatever they want to lay their hands on.
Thank you very much. The public must be very conscious of everything in their society, because what you experience in your daily life will go a long way in determining what you write, as it is in your own case. We must be very, very, vigilant. We must also pay attention to reading. The public must read. You have said that, because reading makes you to be more intelligent and more enlightened. That's a very good one, Mr. Tayo Olowoyile. We will bring you here some other time when you write another book. Thank you very much for coming. And viewer, thank you very much for being with us on this show for some time. You have been watching and listening to Mr. Tayo Olowoyile, the writer of Not Everyone is Your Friend. He told us why he wrote this book. He told us how he was listening to BBC Africa for 1.5 years to assemble proverbs that he will embed in this book. This is how far we can go on today's episode of Book Affairs, your TV book program. Find time to watch us again same time next week. Another beautiful episode of the program. Yomi Ogunye is my name. Thank you very much for watching us, and goodbye.